tossed the dice. It had to be the only one for me is you.
Something's gone wrong in the happy-go-lucky world of Nintendo. Introducing Super Smash Bros., where all your favorite characters go toe-to-toe in one 4-player star-studded slam fest, only on Nintendo 64.
We're happy together. So happy together. So happy together. So
I think they're excited.
Let me take you back to a time when Kool-Aid was awesome, Nickelodeon was cool, and Nintendo practically ruled the world. By the time the N64 launched, Nintendo had the American market right where they wanted it. Cereal, toys, animated TV shows, it was almost like their characters had become nearly as recognizable as Walt Disney's due to the success of games like Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, Star Fox, F-Zero X, and Pokemon. But there was one particular genre that the N64 seemed to fall a little short on. At that time, arcade fighters were wiping out local bowling alleys, and Nintendo's HAL Labs wanted in on a little piece of the action. Enter Masahiro Sakurai, original creator of Kirby. He approached his boss, Satoru Iwata, and told him he had an idea to make a home console fighting game that casual players could easily pick up and enjoy, without needing to feel intimidated by the technical gameplay style arcade fighters like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat had. And then, basically, this happened. Hey dude, you know what'd be cool? What? What if we put Mario and Link in the game? Wouldn't that be awesome? Dude, sweet, let's do it. Sweet. So, yeah, this is our idea. Yeah, basically.
It's beautiful. I love it. And then Nintendo gave them the approval the moment they pitched the project. And that Super Smash Bros. Was born.
The original Smash was something of its own kind back in the day. I don't really remember anything else quite like it. It was the first game I ever played where you could unlock secret characters by fulfilling certain game conditions. So, as a clueless kid, it was always such a badass feeling when you did something to be challenged by a secret character. Since I was a bit young, this was my first introduction into the world of Nintendo games. Mario, Link, Kirby, Donkey Kong, Pikachu, and Captain Falcon were nothing more than just characters that I watched from animated shows back then. But I learned. This game was everything you ever needed on your N64 at 7 years old, with fun modes like the single player where you fight all the characters in arcade fashion until you reach the final boss, Master Hand, who, fun fact, later made an appearance in one of the Kirby games as a special boss. Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, if I'm not mistaken. On your way through this classic mode, you'll be given the opportunity to play 3 different bonus stages in order to rack up your points. You got Break the Targets, which is fun as hell, and Board the Platforms. Then finally, we have Race to the Finish, which is the same for each character and pretty self-explanatory. The first Smash Bros. On N64 was a really groundbreaking game for its time, and I'm still baffled how it was able to run at a full 60 frames per second. To this day, it's still a fun game with a bunch of replayability. It kinda makes you think making a sequel would be a little hard to top. I could not have been more wrong. Super Smash Bros. Melee. This game's opening alone is good enough reason why this is one of the greatest games of all time. The game had so much hype when it was first announced that even Hideo Kojima, creator of Metal Gear, had personally requested his character Snake to be in the game as a guest. However, the game had already been too far in development. And boy did Melee turn out to be one hell of a game.
The original Classic mode was back, with an all-new Adventure mode where you could go through different stages of the worlds of all the different Nintendo characters, making it all the way to Bowser in the end. There's also an All-Star mode where you have to fight all the characters in the game on just one life. A new event mode was added to the game as well, putting characters into scenarios where battles have certain specific winning conditions. Home run contest and multi-man melee were added as well. The multiplayer also had some new modes to play around with too. This was also the first game to feature the character Mr. Game & Watch as a playable fighter. You know, that guy. Everybody's favorite. Okay, I'm gonna stop now.
If I had enough time to talk about all the new things that they added to Melee over the original, I'd probably be here all day. But needless to say, Melee defined the series, and the rest of the game set out to follow in its footsteps from there on.
Fast forward to the year 2008. Super Smash Bros. Brawl finally came out on the Nintendo Wii. We had been waiting 3 whole years for this game to come out since its reveal at E3 2005. So what took them 3 years to make this game as opposed to the short development time of the other two? Say hello to the brand new adventure mode, Subspace Emissary. This mode serves as the game's main story mode, sort of fleshing out the Smash Bros. Universe and giving the characters some sort of reason for interacting with one another. This was the first Smash Bros. Game to feature third-party guest characters like Sonic the Hedgehog, which blew everybody's mind back in the day. And my personal favorite...
Kept you waiting, huh?
Hideo, we did it!
Yeah, Brawl may not have been the game that Melee was with its perfectly broken, fast-paced action gameplay, but what it did give to us was a brand new story mode and a new way of unlocking characters, including non-Nintendo ones. Kinda makes you wonder what characters would be in the next Smash Bros. Game.
Hell yeah, Mega Man? The first time I saw this, my jaw dropped to the ground. I couldn't believe my eyes. One of my favorite video game characters of all time in Smash. This time Nintendo wasn't playing around. They knew they had a hit series on their hands at this point, and they wanted to make the 4th installment the best of the best. At this point in time, Super Smash Bros. Melee was blowing up tournament scenes, and Nintendo wanted to expand more on that. Masahiro Sakurai and Nintendo sought out the help of Namco Bandai, the team behind their Tekken games to be exact. Nintendo went all out with the character roster this time, including new characters from their newly established IPs such as Shulk from Xenoblade Chronicles, and new old-school characters like Little Mac from Nintendo's classic arcade game Punch-Out! This time, Nintendo wanted to make 2 different versions of the same game, one for Wii U and one for 3DS. But unfortunately, the characters the Ice Climbers had to be removed because they couldn't run on the 3DS properly. While Smash 4 may be lacking in what Brawl had for an ideal single-player story mode, more than likely due to Nintendo wanting to make the console and handheld versions alike, what Smash 4 lacked, it more than made up for with its DLC. I'm talking old stages from the N64 days remade in HD, returning characters from Melee like Mewtwo and Roy, Lucas returning from Brawl, and even more special guest characters like Ryu from Street Fighter, Bayonetta, and yes, f***ing Cloud from Final Fantasy VII! Sorry, I got a little carried away there. In my opinion, Smash 4 is definitely the best out of the bunch. It's always fun every time I play it. And the inclusion of the new characters blended in with the classic ones just feels really well done and balanced to me.
So what about the future of Smash?
Well, as of April 2018, all we really know about the new Smash for Switch is that it'll now feature the Inkling characters from Splatoon. And hopefully we'll be hearing more about it at E3 2018 this year in a couple months. And who knows who could possibly make it in this time around as a guest. My money's on Goku with the massive success of all the Dragon Ball fighting games. You can call me crazy, but if you ask me, and Funimation, it's as crazy as the idea of putting Mario and Link into a fighting game. But anyways, thanks for watching, and here's to you, Nintendo. Stay smashing, my friends. But seriously, if you really want to know who I really want back in Smash, I really want Snake to come back. Like, my God. I just miss him. Like, honestly.
It's over!